Crystal Palace kick off against the league leaders, the FA Cup holders, the overwhelming favourites to go back to Wembley. Liverpool have come here with plenty of optimism. And here's Glenn Hussein. Shaw with the challenge. Here's the pressing Thomas back and very nearly dispossessing him. In goes Pardew. Thomas Hill trying to be one of the cornerstones in Palace's midfield. Gary Gillespie taking it on though for Liverpool. And in the end, Andy Thorne does the defending. Kenny Dalglish's team trying to impose themselves straight away. Hansen. Is quite happy to retreat and draw Liverpool onto them and maybe look to counter-attack themselves. The problem is when Liverpool have the ball, it's very hard to dispossess them, particularly when Barnes is in the mood. It's John Barnes with the cross too high for Rush. It's got away from Houghton. It's a great break by Thomas. Here's Gray. And you think what happened to Crystal Palace at Anfield. They've got to show all their psychological strength here. Get that big beating very much in the back of their minds. As Kenny Dalglish will tell you, today is another day. Rush making the run, McMahon slides it through for Ian Rush. Liverpool lead. 15 minutes gone. McMahon worked hard to get good possession in midfield. He wasn't closed down, he could pick the pass, and what a pass it was. Palace had a despairing look or two at the linesman, but Rush, as is so often the case, timed his movement perfectly. The finish was clinical. In a way, Palace not too disheartened at being just one behind at half-time. And look at Pemberton go here to try and set a different agenda for the second half. With Salako, and that's an equalizer! It's Mark Bright! Mixture of delight and disbelief for Crystal Palace. Concern for Liverpool. This wasn't in their script. Pemberton made it happen with unquenchable optimism. Salako kept it alive. Grobbelaar got a foot to it. What a brilliant volley from Mark Bright. Came to him in a flash, and it flew in. Barnes. Chase from Staunton. Chase from McMahon. Someone having a look to see whether it was possible to play it to the goalkeeper. He decided it wasn't. Liverpool come again with Houghton and Barnes. Barnes with the cross. Houghton, Beardsley, blocked by Shaw. Some shouts for handball, mostly from Liverpool supporters. There weren't too many claims from the players, who now have a problem about getting back as Thomas knocks it long to Bright. On the very line itself, saved by Grobbelaar. Another fast and incisive break by Crystal Palace. Mark Bright got away on the right, and he had plenty arriving in the middle, including Jeff Thomas, whose goal it would have been. there's just an air, a little bit of astonishment and some anxiety from the Liverpool supporters who are expecting another hooray day here in an FA Cup semi-final, but Crystal Palace standing their corner proudly. George Courtney gives the free kick to Liverpool. Barnes. Claimed easily by Nigel Martin, the Cornishman. Pemberton. Hansen, unusually ungainly. Steve Coppell, Ian Bramford on his feet, Alan Smith just sitting down, chewing away and wondering where this is going to fall, and it's fall for Gary O'Reilly. And with just over 20 minutes to go, Crystal Palace, ultimate underdogs, lead Liverpool and all that they stand for by 2 goals to 1. Wright made a nuisance of himself, and Gary O'Reilly did the rest. The centre-back up for the free kick. It fell his way and he buried it. Whelan. Now how? One thing you know about Liverpool, they will probe and probe away. And the brilliant save by Nigel Martin. It could so easily have been 2-2. And David Burrows came in. All Liverpool possession. But it is Liverpool 1, Crystal Palace 2. Closing in what would be well, a real headline-making result. A tug on Houghtonshire by Salako. Benison leaves it. As we work with Steve Staunton, the 2 substitutes. It comes to McMahon! Two-two. 9 minutes to go. Cute free kick. Fired across the face by Venison and thumped into the Crystal Palace net by Steve McMahon. Great improvisation there by the 2 Liverpool substitutes. And hit the target. That must have been going through McMahon's mind, and hit it he did. Liverpool, 1-1, 2-1 Palace, 2-2. Staunton. And John Pemberton. It's a penalty given against Pemberton. Once he felt the flick at his heels, Staunton went down. John Barnes to give Liverpool the lead and surely a place in the final. With only 7 minutes left, it's been a fantastic, if typical, response by Liverpool. And Pemberton hangs his head. How it's changed the scenario here. Unerring Barnes from the spot. Thomas with the header, out comes Grobbelaar, he's not cleared it, Thomas is there, and he goes Gray! Incredibly, it's 3-3. Grobbelaar's punch only went as far as Jeff Thomas, and as Staunton tried to cushion it with his chest rather than head it away, Gray put it in. Barnes. Staunton. Still Staunton. He would have loved to have had the chance on his left foot. Steve Staunton's had a big impact on this match. Shaw trying to buy a bit of time here for Palace. McMahon already a scorer. Nearly a scorer again. See how close it was from the reverse angle. Bright. Hussein gets an important touch, but it is a corner. Liverpool have had problems with Crystal Palace set plays. Gray takes this corner. Flick from Thorne and a goal! And it's Alan Pardew! And Palace have the lead at 4-3. Perfectly rehearsed. And on the big day, a very big goal for lowly Crystal Palace. So close for Steve Coppell, and it's over for Liverpool. The holders are out, and Crystal Palace, in a quite extraordinary game, have produced a quite extraordinary victory by 4-3 after extra time.
So let's check on the two lineups. First of all, Oldham Athletic. In the end, the only change from a third consecutive league defeat at Leicester on Tuesday is in goal, where John Holworth reclaims the position from Andy Rhodes. For 22-year-old Earl Barrett, it's a return to the ground where his career began. For 29-year-old Andy Ritchie, a contest against the club for whom he was 13th man at Wembley 11 years ago. The Manchester United side, you know already that Robson and Webb are included. The man who stands down is Danny Wallace. It's a side apparently packed with midfield players because Brian McClare has been playing wide on the right. It'll be interesting to see whether he does so again or whether he now joins Mark Hughes up front. Trying to follow it through to get round behind Phelan, but a bit of a mess between Phelan and Jim Leighton, about which there were no words. And the first corner of the match is to the second division side. Oldham will take it. Marshall on the near post. Oldham again. Trying to change the angle, an awkward one, and Barrett! Earl Barrett, the scorer. What a mess for Manchester United. What a delight for Oldham Athletic. He just had to stand there and wave his foot. As the ball came across, Ritchie went for it. I must say he looks a bit offside in that position. But the goal is given, Oldham have the lead. Bruce and Robson. It's 1-1. He's done it again, including a replay. That's 4 semi-finals running in which he scored. Beautifully played through, and Robson, Holworth got a touch on it but couldn't keep it out. Excellent first-time ball. Holworth may count himself a little unlucky, but Brian Robson has done it again. Phelan. Slightly stubbed it, but it comes to Gibson. And it's Webb. There was a little hesitation, and Webb is engulfed. Came across to Gibson, it was slightly mishit, I think, but the early header in, and it was Webb. It came more off his forehead, the ball hitting that rather than the reverse. He was turning with a goalkeeper who decided to come late, and Manchester United have the lead. Neil Webb is their scorer. Irwin. Redfern got away. It's a good cross. Marshall! What an unbelievable day this is. It was a good cross. Redfern got away from Ince. It was half clear, but only to Marshall, who thumped it into the far bottom corner. And it's 2-2. Really did well then, Redfern. And so did Marshall. By McClare, useful for Wallace. Test of his pace, now test of his finish, and he's equal to both. The face of delight is lost in the crowd. A fine ball through the finish as the goalkeeper came somewhat feet first. Was what was required. Burst through two defenders, and Manchester United lead 3-2. He couldn't find the crosses. Can he now find the free kick? Met well by Pallister. That's what you call a good recovery. Milligan. Yes, the space here for Marshall, and Palmer's far side. It's all square again. This is the stuff of schoolboy comics. Palmer. It was a fine ball from Milligan that put Marshall away, and Oldham have come back again. For there to be a replay, because promotion is still their main target. The try! Goodness me, how beautifully struck by Holden. And for a moment then, I think Joe Royle thought that might be the decider. Just curled away. Oldham at Wembley in the Littlewoods final, trying to get to Wembley in the FA Cup final, probably will be at Wembley in the promotion playoffs. It's United throw. Holden, Milligan, seems to have such awareness. Marshall and Bruce. A long one down the middle. Oh, and it falls for Barrett. Then Webb picks it up. Robbins far side with the header, beaten to it by Irwin. Long clearance must be. It's not. Why should one make any forecast after today? We should learn. Barlow. Joe Royle has one check of the watch, and they've got to do it all again. The two managers with their arms around each other. It's been sensational stuff. 3-3 the final outcome. A replay on Wednesday.